My name is Ian Bounds, and this presentation will be over my personal ethics. So, my personal worldview, I believe that morals develop over time. We are not born with any given set of morals, so it's more a question of how we are nurtured as opposed to our nature. Needless to say, we do have predispositions and our own personality and characteristics that make us who we are, but everyone has a place to grow because everyone sins. No one's perfect. We've all made mistakes in our lives that we wish we could take back, but we can't. And as long as we don't give up on ourselves and we keep pushing and trying to make ourselves better people and we learn, I think that's a beautiful thing. And pride, on the other hand, is our biggest enemy in order to ensure this happens. If we are prideful, if we believe we are perfect, then we are putting ourselves in great danger of, not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And in a sense, we are comparing ourselves to Jesus, if you think about it. Pride is saying, I am perfect, I know everything, and basically the world revolves around you, which is not true. And then finally, I'd like to say that, or I believe that the world is as perfect as we make it. We can choose to be happy, we can choose to be upset, we can choose to make excuses for other people, we can choose to make excuses for ourselves. The world is what we make it. Perception is reality. Now, my personal life and vision. So my personal life, I think that I want to serve Jesus Christ the best way possible, live by his teachings, and in doing so, positively affect people and make a difference in the world and make people feel like they are better off because of me. I want to make the world a better place. And in order to do this, I have to stay as consistent as possible. If I am a hypocrite and I don't follow what I say to other people morally, then who's going to believe me? Who's going to take me seriously? I believe that is a duty in life. So, my Christian ethics in my life, I believe the biggest thing that I could possibly ever do in life is to have a family, have kids, and I want to make life as easy as possible for them by teaching them from a very young, early age, right versus wrong, at least through how I see it. And I believe that, as was stated in the textbook, actions are a result of things that we have experienced in the past. Rarely ever are they impulses. We have the opportunity as people to reason and to think about our actions before we do them. So if I teach them from a very young age, right versus wrong, then I am predisposing them to do the right thing. And in order for them to go against what is right, for one, they're probably going to feel guilt about it, and they're going to have to think about it, and it'll help them out so much in life for the right thing to come naturally to them. With that being said, I cannot prepare them for for everything that's going to come up in their life, and they are going to make mistakes. And I want them to know that it's okay to make mistakes. We're all sinners. We all do bad things, but there's a difference between doing bad and being bad. Most of all, I want them to know that the most important thing in life is to be happy, and the most important thing to me is that they will one day be saved and will be in heaven serving God. So my Christian ethics at work, one day I want to own a business. That's always been a dream of mine. My dad has had a machine shop, a small little machine shop, and his employees have worked with him forever. He treats them just like family. And he's instilled that into me, the value of the employee, the value of people. And I fully intend on taking that to heart. And when I hire my employees, I have to make sure that they're compatible with that and they want the same thing and they're willing to treat me like family. It goes both ways. That being said, I also have my own values, my own principles, and I believe that although the main, I guess, objective of business is to make money, you also have to consider the fact that if you're ever hiding behind, oh, it's a business, nothing personal, and you make decisions hiding behind that, that is very, very wrong. And you can't just take someone's money because it's a business and that's how it works. It's just, you have to make money the right way. And at the end of the day, you have to consider things on a case-by-case basis, and you have to serve God. It's very, very important to serve God. That is the most critical part of life, even in business. I want to bring this to my business, and I fully intend on ensuring that that is what happens. Now, how do I make ethical decisions? Personally, I believe that it is a duty, what I do. I'm so sorry. I've got to grab something. I believe that it is a duty to make ethical decisions. If something comes up and deep down I know it's right or wrong, one action or another, I start to feel a great deal of guilt if I think contrary to what I know I should be doing. So it just comes out like it's an obligation, and it's easier for me to do the right thing, per se. But there are some times that I'm uncertain, I don't know what to do. And if that's the case, I follow my heart. In one of the chapters that we were reading, they talk about how if you do something out of love, then ethically, if your goal truly is to love someone, something, etc., regardless of outcome, you did the right thing. And that really stuck with me. That was very powerful, and I think I'm going to adopt that. Like, that just feels right to me. And then, of course, if I follow my heart and do make a mistake, I understand that it's okay to make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. Not everything is always going to turn out the way we intended. We can't see every part of the world. We can't see everything perfectly. We're not God. Sometimes we do, our actions have unintended consequences, and the best that we can do is learn from those events and see how we could do it better in the future. And also, like, acknowledge our mistakes, and for those that we've hurt, make up in whatever way we can. Finally, how I will influence my profession. I will do this through consistency. I will stick to what I believe, and some days it's going to be harder than others. I know that. Like, just like in school, some days you don't feel like doing stuff. Some days it's just harder than usual. You just want to go home, sleep. Something's going on at home and you're just done. You're burnt out. Unfortunately, in aviation, it requires you to give your all every single day, and you cannot accept that kind of attitude. I intend on having a zero compromise attitude, and I believe that that will be a very respectful attitude seen by my coworkers and my peers, and I feel like doing the right thing persuades others to do the right thing as well. So if someone's feeling the same way, they're like, oh, it's too cold outside, just like in that one little passage that we were reading about the icing on the wings, and then the plane taking off, stalling, crashing, and killing everyone. Might be really cold outside, right? And you might have just done a pre-flight, or earlier you just landed, you got some gas, and it's so cold outside you forgot your jacket. You're like, oh, what's the worst that could happen? I see it. It looks fine. I can literally see it right here. So you don't go out there and test it. And then it could be that easy, that simple. A little misconception can cost you your life and the life of your passengers. That is tragic. And finally, I do believe that flying passengers, flying as a commercial pilot, is supposed to be something that is fun. Of course, there's a safety side of it where you have to be safe and like serious, but that's inside the cockpit. And while you're flying, of course, there's times where you're not doing much and you have a co-pilot, etc. When you get on the intercoms, I really believe that you need to be positive and like put the passengers at ease because I know people that are terrified, absolutely deathly scared, terrified of flying. I was in that subset of people, I guess. At one time in my life, I literally would work myself so much up on takeoff. I thought I was gonna die. And I remember one time we were taking off, and in my head, I thought we were taking off over another plane on the ground, over a taxiway, which of course was not what was going on. But I was little, and I swear I blacked out. I was sweating profusely. It was crazy. I can't believe I ever let myself get that worked up. But I want passengers not to feel that way. I want them to feel like I'm a competent pilot. They're in safe hands. They've got nothing to worry about. We're going to get you from point A to point B, and there's absolutely nothing to worry about. You are going to be just fine. But anyways, that's all. I really enjoyed this class. I learned a lot from it, and I want to thank you, the professor, for listening to all my billion jillion emails. So God bless and have a great day.